Hi students, the first thing I'm going to have you do the first week of class, since some of you don't have your supplies yet, but you should have ordered them by now and they should be here within a week. A few may be back ordered, but if you have your supplies already, there should be a couple sheets of sketch paper in there, so you can use that. It's a little bit easier than what we're going to do, but this is fine. This is for people who don't have their sketch paper or an old sketch pad left over. Any paper will work, and if it's bigger, you don't have to do the taping thing that I'm about to do. But this is for people who don't have their supplies with a sketch paper sheet, don't have an old sketch pad, and are getting ready to start, as we all are. These are 8.5 by 11 sheets of xerox paper, and our goal is to create a 10-inch by 15-inch area to start the measurements for the first project. And these are too small, so we're going to basically tape them together to create a 10 by 15 area. It's easy to get the 10 because you have 11 this way, so all we have to do is crop off 1/2 inch on either side. But when it comes to the 15, we have to kind of tape these together enough overlap so they're not flimsy. You don't want to tape them like that. That's all weird. You don't want to have the tape. You want to have enough of an overlap for them to be secure, but you want them to be long enough to fit 15 inches. Now right now, the way this looks, and you can kind of see through how much overlap I have, that's about the ballpark. I'm going to go a little bit further out just to make sure I have enough space for 15. This is 12, and if I look over here and I measure, I have about 15 here. So I want to make sure I have a little gap, so I'm going to do it like this. So if you want real specifics, you can leave the overlap just over 1 inch. Even if you want to make it exact to make it easier, if you're worried about it, just do 1 inch. Make sure they overlap 1 inch. Now the trick here is this. These have to be lined up exactly. So it takes a minute. You can't have them like this. You can't have them like that. It has to be literally lined up and not going up and down, even if it's slight. So you want to really carefully do that, and you can do it by following that edge and then making sure the other side is there. And then while it's still there, grab some kind of tape. Whoop, I messed up. Hold on. Grab some kind of tape nearby so that it doesn't blow away or fall off or whatever before you get it down so quickly, so that I know. And then I'm going to take Scotch tape. You could do Scotch tape for both of that, but I'm going to put Scotch tape all along the back, at least so it sticks together. And then you can flip it over and tape the little seam on the other side. I have stuff on the other side. Oh no, I don't have much stuff on here. You can even do it all in one piece. Alright, so you can use one side or the other. I'm going to use this side. Turn it sideways. It's easier, and then you can see it too. Get it back. Oh, you get the idea. Alright, so we have this side's going to be 10 across. This side's going to be 15 down. So if you have a T-square that has more than 12 inches on it, or a yardstick, it's a little bit easier. But by guessing here, looks like I'm going to barely get it, so I'm going to go down just 1/2 inch. And I know I'm going to be somewhere over here because this is 11, so I'm going to go really close to the corner, just so you have some bit of a border. So I'm going to start 1/2 inch down. And I'm also going to be 1/2 inch over because this paper is 11 inch this way, and I need to get 10 out of it. So I can't do more than 1/2 inch this way and 1/2 inch that way. Same thing over here. I'm going to go 1/2 inch down, and then 1/2 inch over. And the great thing about a small thing like this is you don't need a yardstick or a big T-square. If you just have a little ruler, this does the trick. But you have to use tons of different dots, because if you don't do a bunch of dots, at least 2. It's going to be all leany and weird. So we have 2 dots here. Because I have 2 dots there, I'll be able to extend those with a straight edge. I wish I had a longer one for this, but I'm just going to use it twice to do that. And then this way, I have 1 dot so far for the 1/2 inch. And this one I'm going to go, let's do another 1/2 inch here. It can be anywhere along there. Great thing is you can do this so many times if it doesn't work out. I like to draw all the way to the edge, just past the dots, because I can always adjust it. As long as it's clean on the inside of this, you can make a lot of marks on the outside. I'm going to extend this. Okay, so that's one side. And then I need to do this side. You do have to do several dots if your ruler's not an 18-inch ruler. And just make sure it's the same. Okay, so now I have 1/2 inch on that side, 1/2 inch on this side, and then top and bottom. I said I was going to start up here. And I made that dot already. So this is going to be the top. And it's going to be, and double check, this is 10 across. Exactly, that's what we want. And I have 2 dots, so it's not going to lean. It takes a while to get things even. And you'll see when I do the measurements, there's a lot of leaning over and moving things around. Okay, so now I have the width. It's going to be 10 inches. I recommend you make about 3 of these, because if you mess up, you have extra, and it doesn't hurt to have more for different things. Especially when you're doing designs, you can redo and do versions. And okay, so this is going to be my 10 by 15, and now all I have to do is do the bottom one. So I have 12 to here, and then I got to add 3 inches to here. Put a mark here, and then also I got to put a mark on the other side. It could be anywhere in here. 12 to there, just lightly, and then to there. And I can erase anything that's on the inside. And then connect them. So basically this is the first thing. Set up a bunch of these. If you have larger paper, it's the same exact thing. You just don't have to bother with the taping them together. So now you have a surface. Get this off the thing. So now this is what you have. You have a surface that's now going to be big enough to match the surface that you're working on. 10 by 15 inches. All right. See you soon.